What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're finally taking a look at the brand new The Loyal Subjects BST AXN or Best Action figures of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles based off of the IDW comics. And of course, we're featuring the four brothers, Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and finally Michelangelo. It took me a while to get all four of these because Amazon shipped these three brothers, but it took Mikey an extra week to get here. So I would have had this video up last Friday. Unfortunately, that's why I didn't have a Friday video whenever this is being recorded last Friday. Unfortunately, but you know, not the end of the world. It's just kind of annoying. I love the artwork on the side. Definitely like a cutesy-esque turtle look. I think I like this look a little bit better, but they're pretty similar. I don't really know. I'm not too big on it or have a preference either way. Here are the barcodes if you're looking for them. I'm sure these are going to be hitting Targets and Walmarts eventually. I mean, they're all available on Amazon now if you're interested. But taking a look at the read-ups here. There you go. I don't know if there's anything specific to Mikey on here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything specific to Michelangelo. Yeah, I'm looking at him now. Nope, nothing specific to each of the turtles. So, I guess that means, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop these guys open. So, getting the brothers out of the packaging. I gotta say, I'm a little torn on these guys. For the most part, I think that they're super awesome, but there are parts about them that I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm really debating right now if I love or hate these guys. It's a weird conundrum I'm experiencing right now, but overall, I'd say that these are one of my favorite sets of turtles I've played with in a long time. And the reason for that being is because they're all so unique. I'm a big fan of when the turtles look uniform, but individual, you know? They all have their little things, and I have my headcanon for stuff like the tallest should always be Donnie, which, you know, there it is. Mikey should always be the shortest. Leo should look the most average. Raph should be the buffest. So they're hitting all of those beats. But then there's things that I'm not so sure about, like I can't tell if I love or hate these turtle head sculpts, and we'll go through as each turtle goes on. There's a lot of stuff to cover in this video due to the amount of accessories they come with, and each one has their own articulation scheme. It is very cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. We'll start with my least favorite turtle, that kind of stuff, and then move up in the ranks. Starting off with my personal least favorite turtle, not necessarily least favorite figure, just least favorite turtle, Raphael. I like Raph, I like all the turtles, but he's just my least favorite, man. You guys should know this by now, but I will say I like the sculpt of the head, but the paint on mine is really messed up. I think the black line is way too thick on his mouth. It almost looks as if it should be on the bottom gum and not the top. And I got a little smudge of black in the teeth there. So it's a little unfortunate. I could touch that up. It's not the end of the world. I do like Raph's head sculpt the most, though, overall, in terms of, like, design. I think that it's definitely the best one. I think it looks nice. I just wish that I had better paint on mine. The skin tone that they chose is very good for Raphael. I like it. I like the darker bands for him. This band on him is a little interesting. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Luckily, it's a separate piece, so it'll come right off if I want it to. In fact, I actually haven't seen him without it on. So, yeah, might be leaving that. I think that looks better. That's just me, but I'll leave it off for the review. You got a nice big wide carapace for him and a big wide plastron on him. You get to see like a little bit of a chest under there, which is kind of cool. I like the musculature. I like that he's stockier and wider than the rest of the turtles. I think that that's very accurate in my headcanon for Raph. I'm not a big fan of the joint going into the straps there on the arms, but that's a very minor thing. The band or the belt looks good. Looks very nice. And then you do get pinless joints on the knees, but not the elbows, which is something that I hate. Either have pins or don't. I hate when it is pinned and not pinned. It bothers the hell out of me. Ideally, I'd like them to both be pinless, but, you know, whatever. It's also a weird choice that they didn't paint all the way to the bottom of the feet. That doesn't really bother me, just because, like, I mean, I don't know. With the Ninja Turtles, sometimes you want to pose them like that. and it'll be kind of weird like seeing the bottom of his tootsies, but I really like the sculpt, and overall I think that it's a nice look for Raphael. Now, in terms of accessories, actually, let's go ahead and throw this back on just so I don't lose it. And I'm debating on whether or not I like it on there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but maybe I'll leave it on. You do get the sticker, as always, the BST AXN one, and then you are going to get a trading card with this one, which that artwork looks amazing. And parts of it really reflect it in the figure, but then other parts are not. Here is your read-up, which is pretty standard read-up for Raphael. So you do get a read-up. It just wasn't where I thought it would be. And then he comes with a couple different hands, which I want to talk about that. You do get this pair of gripping hands, like another pair of gripping hands. These ones I'm assuming are the ones that you can stick the side through his fingers. I like that. We'll show that off in a second. You get like almost like a trigger finger hand. Not really sure what that's for. And then you get like this wide open hand. No fist hands. None of the turtles come with a full set of fist hands, and I hate that. That I hate, especially for Raphael. You do get these billy club things. I forget, batons, I guess. These are awesome. I like when Raph comes with these. These are a nice weapon to have. You do get, of course, his pair of sai, which, testing my theory on this, I don't know, actually, because that feels like it's going to break. So maybe it might just be to hold it. I don't know. I'm actually not going to play around with that. That is super tight. But I love the silver that they chose on them. I like the red wraps. You do get 3 ninja stars with Raphael. Very nice bright silver. I likes that. And then you get an alternate head for Raphael, which is more reflective of the artwork on the side of the on the side of the box, with like the pupils and stuff. And I gotta say, bro's looking like Franklin the Turtle got hit with mad drugs. I don't like this at all. It's not a very good head sculpt. Maybe if the paint was a little bit better, the sculpt is there, but I don't like it. But the cool thing is these bandanas are swappable. So they're not super different, but you can put them on either head as you choose. For me, I'm just going to leave the extra one in the extra head. And the good thing about that is they pose. So, yeah, not a big fan of this head sculpt. So, he does come with a lot, but does he come with the things that I think he should? I don't know. I think the alternate head sculpt's not great, and a pair of fist hands would have been great for Raphael. But taking a look at the articulation on Raph, the head's going to look up that far. He'll look down. He'll rotate side to side. It's a pretty tight joint with not that much range, but it should be okay. Shoulders on him are good. They go up to horizontal. They go down. He rotates 360. Pretty decent butterfly joint. Better than like a Marvel Legends. So bicep swivel, that is pretty ugly. It's just a cut. They need to learn how to integrate that a little bit more. The good thing that they're doing is improving on these figures. These double jointed elbows actually work. On the cartoonish ones, I guess, they were not great. They had this ugly double joint, but it didn't work. This joint is still ugly, but it actually works, and I'm okay with that. And then, damn it, I don't know where that hand went. Let's just get him a new hand. Here's a grip hand. This hand is going to hinge up and down. No vertical hinges on any of the hands, unfortunately. Whatever. You do get a waist twist in there. I think there's an ab crunch, but it's really not going to do anything. It's really just going to be a waist twist, it's honestly fine. The legs are great. He gets full splits. He'll kick forward far enough, considering the plastrons there. You get a thigh swivel. I'm going to sit here and also say that I think there are way too many veins and muscle groups in these legs. All of them experience that. There's a lot of striations that I don't think those muscle groups exist. In fact, I'm like 90% sure they don't. There's a lot of weird looking muscles there, especially for a turtle. Very weird. I study anatomy. A lot of those are not real. Also, that is probably one of the worst knee joints I have ever seen. That is incredibly ugly. It's really bad. It's got range, but that is really ugly. And then the ankle goes down, up, and a pivot. But I wish the ankle moved up a little bit more. I'm going to see if I can carve them out a little bit. But, yeah. So, again, things I really, really like about this Raphael. But then there are things that I really, really don't. So got a debate on whether or not I love or hate this guy. Next up, we got our party dude, Michelangelo. That took forever to get here. He was late to the party, which seems pretty out of character for him. But taking a look at his head sculpt here, I don't really like it. I don't know. I don't really picture Michelangelo screaming like that. I mean, I like the whole expression, I guess, but I just don't like the sculpt of it very much. I don't know, man. His arms are a lot thinner than Raphael's, which is nice. I like the more kiddish body for him. He does have a different style of carapace as well, similar to Raphael's, but also, you know, thinner and smaller than Raph's, which is cool. Everybody was saying that he's a little too blue. I can see that argument, but I also like the way that he looks, so I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. It looks better in person than it does in the pictures. And then the legs are pretty similar. You get slightly different knee pads. Or actually, Raphael, looking at it now, he doesn't even have knee pads, but Mikey does. I like his knee pads. And I think that is in their favor, as I think it looks a little bit better on the knee. Not by much, but a little bit better on the knee. I don't know why they wouldn't make that one joint brown, though. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's like overcomplicated. Just make a regular knee joint, you know? He's got a nice little wash on the... Actually, no, he doesn't. I was going to say he's got a wash on the bands. He doesn't. It's just nicely sculpted. I like the way that looks. He's got his bands. Or his belt. I keep saying bands. He's got his belt. Yeah, he's a lot smaller than Raphael, as you saw probably at the beginning of the video. He's shorter and he's smaller, but I like that. I like that a lot. I like when they're all different sizes. He's also got a lot shorter of bandana. I don't know. I know that those aren't technically bandanas. I forget what they're called. But he also comes with a bunch of accessories. We'll see what he comes with. The ankles just really don't want to move forward on these guys. All right. He comes with his sticker. There you go. You get kind of a orange one. I mean, I don't really know what to do with these stickers anymore. I got too many of them. You do get a couple good hands with him. I do like the pointer finger hand. That is super cool for Mikey. You get a bunch of open gesture hands. So just a couple style pose hands. And then he comes with a fist hand. But again, not a full set of fist hands, which I'm not a fan of. He comes with 2 different pair of nunchaku. He comes with these ones that are like just wired. Well, they're not actually wired. They just look like a wire. They're okay looking. Not my favorite things. I kind of wish that they were orange, like Raph's Sai, but they're okay. And then you get this pair of ones with like the kunai on the end. Or, they're not kunai. Forget what these little hatchet things are called. Pretty cool. These do have orange on them, so I don't know what I like better. I think I like these better. And then he does come with this head sculpt. Actually, hold on. He comes with a card. I like that artwork a lot. There's his read up if you're interested. There you go. And then he comes with this pretty bad head sculpt. He's kind of horrifying, not gonna lie. I think that the sculpt is pretty good. I just don't like the expression. He looks weird to me. I don't know. Maybe, I think it's the pupil. If his eye was whited out, I think I'd like that more. But, yeah, not super big on that head sculpt. He does also come with another piece, but I dropped it and I can't find it. Luckily, it came with 2, which is nice. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this head sculpt. Let me know if you guys like it, because I can't tell if I love or hate it. It's such a weird thing. So, take a look at his articulation. The head is going to rotate 360. It'll pivot. He'll look up a little bit more than Raph, but not by much. Now, his shoulders are mad stuck. So, I think they go up to there, but you got to be really careful because the bicep pin is really thin. But his butterfly joint is great. Very good butterfly joint. I like that. It'll go down. It'll rotate 360. See, it's like, I don't know. It's really weird and annoying. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that look a lot better than Raph's. I think it's because they're a little bit smaller. And then the wrist swivel and hinge. You do get a waist twist. Again, there may be a joint in there, but I don't know. Hips go out that far. They go down. He'll kick forward. He'll kick back. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that, like I said earlier, they look a little bit better, but that's just a horrendous setup for a knee. And then the ankle goes down, it goes up a little bit, and it pivots side to side. So, okay, sure. The articulation works. It's not great, but it'll get the job done, I guess. Then we got the leader, Big Blue himself, Leonardo. And again, taking a look at this head sculpt here, I don't know how I feel about it. Parts of me really like it, and parts of me really don't. It's like really wide front to back, which is kind of weird. I do like his body the best, though. I like this body mold for him. Like, I think that it's a nice build for Leonardo. Looks like a turtle. I like the carapace on the back. Looks nice. You get this. His swords that do... I don't think it was supposed to do that. I think I just ripped that off. It was... Okay, so there you go. I just did that live on camera. This is not meant to come off. That came off really, really easy. I thought it was plugged into his back. It's okay. It's an easy glue, but really odd choice. I don't know, whatever. I do like the strap on there. I like the plastron looks good. You get to see the side on him. And then you get to see the bands. I like the darker colors on him as well. He does not have knee pads. Weird that some of them do and some of them don't. I like his forearm guards, though. They're cool. I like that a lot. That's a cool design choice, and they look nice on the body. Adds different colors along with them as well. And then, of course, you do get the straps for the part that wasn't supposed to come off. You do get the sheaths with the swords that come out, and I think that they look fantastic. I would have liked if the handles were blue. That's just a minor thing, but I like all the little nooks and I don't know if they're supposed to be there, the nicks on the sword, but I like it. I love the silver. I think it looks great. And Leo can hold the swords pretty well. The hands are a little tight, but he can hold them well enough. Other than that, he does come with his card. As you can see here. And then there is the read up, if you'd like to read that as well. You get his sticker, which, whatever. And then I think Leo comes with some awesome-ass accessories. So, starting off with the basic stuff, you do get some hands. You get an extra pair of gripping hands, which I don't really find completely necessary, but, you know, whatever, they're there. And then you get a pair of, like, open clenchy hands. These would have been perfect if these secondary gripping hands would have been fist hands. But I like these open hands a lot. And then you do get the alternate head, which I'll get this out of the way. This one's the best one, in my opinion. I gotta get that in there. This is the best one, in my opinion, out of the alternate heads. I think that it's basic enough. It looks good. I think the eyes are a little far apart, but overall, I'd say this one's my favorite. But I think my favorite accessories that Leo comes with is he comes with two small swords, like two little knives. I'm sure that these have a name, but I'm not a weapons expert. I'm a bio guy, so I know animal stuff. I don't know weapon stuff. So very cool. I like the silver. And then to go with his swords, you do get two of these blue swooshing effects, which awesome. I wish all the turtles came with these. So you slide them over the sword. He's like shing shing. That is super awesome. And you can have both of them doing that as well. So that is super, super cool. I have never had, maybe they're supposed to be on the other ones, but it's okay. It works for me. Never had a Leo that had accessories like that, so that is super cool. I like that a lot. As far as articulation, the head's going to pivot. It's going to rotate. It'll look up. He'll look down. Pretty good, I guess. Shoulders go upwards that much. He does have a pretty good butterfly joint. They'll rotate 360. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that are still pretty horrendous. And then the wrist swivel and hinge. The hinge is not great. The peg is not deep enough. They need to do deeper pegs. You do get a waist twist in there. Hips are going to do full splitties down. He'll kick forward. He'll kick back. Upper thigh cut. Horrendous. Actually, these ones don't look that bad. They're not good, but they look a lot better than the other ones, and the range is okay. And then the ankle goes down. Up. This one's super tight and a pivot. So yeah, again, so far Leo's my favorite, I would say. I like him. I think he looks nice, and he's a good Leo figure for the collection. And finally, you knew he was going to be my favorite, the main man, Don. He looks pretty cool. There's certain things about this that I absolutely love, but then there are things that I'm not a huge fan of. The first one being the hole on his head is too big for his bandana things, and they fall off pretty damn easy. It'll stay, but like a little tap will make them fall off, which really sucks. But taking a look at his head sculpt, it's okay. It's not great. It'll get the job done, but again, it's like very long front to back. I'm not really sure why. He's got that tall, slender build, which I like for Donatello. I like the elbow pads. I like the little bit of green in between the elbow pads and the knee pads. Such a nice detail. I like the strap on his belt. And then check this out. His carapace is metal. That is super awesome. Not like die cast, but like it's painted to look like metal. Which, I didn't know Donnie was rocking a metal shell. That is super awesome. I like that a lot. His double jointed knees aren't that ugly, I guess. But I like the white bands for Donnie. I think that this looks great. I like the color they chose for him. I like the long, slender build. I wish he was a little bit taller. He is the tallest, but I still think he could be a little bit taller. Because here he is with Raph. I don't know. I think he could be a little bit taller. Not by much, but unfortunately mine has like a big gap on the thigh. Actually, never mind. I got rid of it. But yeah, I think that he looks pretty awesome in that regard. And he comes with some cool stuff too. So taking a look, he does come with his trading card. I love that artwork for Donnie. Looks great. And then there is the read-up for him. Then you come over here. Actually, what am I doing? Got to get the hands out first. You do get a couple interchangeable hands. So you get a pair of like wide open splayed hands, which for Donnie, I think that that's super good to have. And then you get kind of a pointer finger and a fist hand. I like that a lot. Again, I wish that someone came with a full pair of fist hands. That will not bother me. And then you do get the BST AXN sticker. You get an alternate head, which I like this one, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm going back and forth if I really like it or hate it. Again, I kind of wish that this one was whited out eyes and put that on there. I don't know, but it's okay. It's one of the better ones. I'd still say Leo's is the best, but that's just me. And then you get to the cool shit. So you get his bow staff, which is expected. Of course, Donnie's going to come with a bow staff. I mean, it's pretty cool. It looks okay. But then what I really like is you get this thing that slips over his hand. So get his arm out here. I guess technically what you should probably do is get this out. Oh, you should probably put it on the fist hand. Or maybe the wide open. I don't know. Let's troubleshoot this together, friends. Yeah, let's try the fist hand. Because I have not done this yet, which I should have before recording, but there you go. Super awesome. I don't know if this is something from the books. I don't really know what this is, but he'll blast your ass. So that looks pretty awesome. I like that a lot. Very, very cool. And then my favorite accessory is the Don goggles. I like when Donnie has goggles. So probably going to leave them on his head. They're a little big. Like the strap is a little big, but it doesn't bother me very much. I think that looks awesome. I like that a lot. So that's probably something I'm going to leave on him. As far as articulation goes, pivot side to side. He'll rotate. Shoulders go up to about there. But again, like with Mikey, be careful. Bicep swivel. He'll rotate all the way around. Double jointed elbows that are like really well done in range. But, you know, I don't know how I feel about the joint. It's still pretty ugly. Wrist swivel and hinge. Then you get his diaphragm joint, which his kind of has... Oh, did I just break something? Oh, no, I just popped it out. There is a ball joint in there. So if you really want him to crunch, you can. But me, personally, I'm just going to leave it alone. Hips go outwards that far. They go down. He'll kick forward, back. Thigh cut. Double jointed ugly knees. And then the ankle goes down and up and pivot. Man, that's the tightest one yet. But yeah, Donnie's looking pretty good, and I really like some of the stuff that he comes with. Man, look at how good that fist hand looks. Oh, man, I wish they all came with fist hands. I'm honestly not sure what scale these are supposed to be, but I think that they look good next to the NECA Kong and the Jazzards Fortnite Series Peely. They look good in the 6-inch collection next to the Marvel Legends Darwin and the 7-inch collection with the Dark Knight Returns Batman by McFarlane. And then, of course, here they are next to the Marvel Legends What If series, Zombie Captain America. So at the end of the day, you guys are probably wondering, yo, Ant, what are you thinking of these figures? And I gotta say, I am pretty torn on them. There are parts of them that I really like, and I think I'm going to make these my main display turtles just because they look so different, and I want something new on the shelf. But there are parts that I really don't like. I'm not a big fan of the alternate pupiled heads. I'm not a big fan of the way that it's really hard for them to hold their weapons, and the articulation points aren't great. But there's still something about them, man. Something about them that I love. I don't know what it is. I just think it's the look of them. I think the look, other than the alternate heads, are pretty damn spot on to what they're supposed to be. I'm not a big IDW reader at all, but I just like getting different versions of the turtles, and this is usually my favorite look for them. When they look like brothers, they look like they're from the same universe, but, you know, they have their own differences and quirks and personality traits, and I like that, and I think that that's definitely really conveyed in the figures here. So the other thing that I haven't really talked about is taking into consideration that these are $20. For the most part, they're $20. I paid $20 to $22 each for them, so not even $100 to get all of them. And then considering how much shit you get with each one of them, I'd say that's pretty worth it. So with that all being said, at a price point of $20 a pop, I'm going to unanimously give them all a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I don't think that they're great. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement, but I also think that they're a lot of fun, and if you do get them, you're not going to be disappointed. You're just going to be like, man, I wish they did that differently. But with all that being said, I believe that's all I got for today. If you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot over there, and I have a lot of fun, which means you probably will too. But as always, let me know. You copping? See you guys in the next one. Peace, dude.
What goes on, guys? I wanted to hop on here again and thank you all for watching, and to let you know that if the following apps interest you, feel free to follow me on them, as I put the links in the description for you guys. I really appreciate everything you all do for me, so DM me with any questions or thoughts. I'd love to sit and talk with you all. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.